Hey guys, Blake from Speedtech Performance here. I just wanted to kind of introduce you to this project that we just finished up, 1964 Chevelle for a customer. Kind of do a quick walk around and explain some of the features, some of the custom stuff that we came up with on this car. And so let's get started on it. So let's start off with a couple of basic things. First one is the Forge Line RB3C wheels. Always like that style. Ring Brothers design, so it's obviously got some cool features to it. Matched those to the powder coat color on the bumpers. Front bumper we tucked and narrowed, did a cutout in the front to house the power steering cooler, built a custom sheet metal splitter just to lower the look of the car a little bit without really getting it down on the ground. It's probably not very functional, but it looks pretty cool. Did a custom filler panel here under the grille that allows access to the hood latch. Factory grille that is just painted to match. Some Dapper lighting, LED trim ring lights with Halo HID. On the trim, all the trim was just cleaned up and matched to the gray of the wheels. The Speedtech ExtReme Chassis that's under this car is also matched with the same gray. We did a flush mount windshield on the car as well. So rather than buying a custom windshield, what we do is we just make the opening smaller and get the gaps the same all the way around, do the body work. On this one, we basically moved the windshield up to get the gap right on the top, tightened up the sides. Trimmed off the drip rails, always a clean look, but I always like to leave the reveal body line on the roof. I think it just adds some more detail to the car and makes it look more finished rather than just having it smooth. Sort of hides the trim underneath the window and just makes it a nice clean look, I think. One of the things on this car that I think looks really good is these are like a 2014 Mustang mirror, and they just sort of suit the car. We had to do some custom work to get them to mount to the door, but you know they've got the tilt-in feature, which is nice. They've got built-in turn signal indicator. They've got the long distance mirror as well, power. So that's a pretty cool feature as well. Just it really seems to suit the car, the body style, gets it off the door and makes it look pretty cool. Did the Kindig handles that are just a really nice feature on the car. Just keeps it nice and smooth. There's no door poppers. There's none of that stuff. We put a recessed lock back into the door so that you don't have to deal with any of that stuff if the battery dies or any of that. So just like to keep it all simple and clean. Did the same flush mount rear glass on this car. In the back, we bought some LED taillights for it, and they just didn't look that great with the factory trim. So we designed a machine to billet insert that the lights fit tight to, and incorporated the trim in the billet mount. Redid the factory trunk trim, but smoothed it all, painted it. We've done a custom insert for the rear tailpan trim, just with the Chevelle moniker in it. Rear bumper again, flushed, tightened, split it. So we made it like a split bumper with the fold down license plate in it, built in some tailpipes to it. So the tailpipes are actually mounted, the tailpipe tips are actually mounted to the bumper, and the tailpipe itself is just a slip fit inside it, so that when the stainless exhaust expands and contracts from the heat, it's not the tip doesn't move in relationship to the bumper. So that just keeps it nice and clean and looking good. Obviously with these cars, the rear quarter panel is so low on them. I mean, it just gets right down there. I mean, it's basically half an inch above the center line of the wheel on this thing, so it looks pretty nasty with a big 335 in the back, and it's just a really cool look on these cars, having them down so low. The other thing we did is Speedtech engraved Bear Pro Plus calipers in a custom blue color that sort of ties the whole car together. The paint started out as an Audi Nardo gray, and then we added some blue pearl to it. It's pretty subtle. Like, you've really got to be in the sun and really looking at it to see it, but you know, sometimes on the edges you can see it. So just added a little bit of a touch to it. The interior is pretty cool. Our friends at Recovery Room, Tracy Weaver in Nebraska, they came up with the concept of the interior and really did some cool stuff. Started with just a basic seat frame and designed the seat shape and all the stitching. The blue leather that they've picked really kind of goes nice with the gray. They built some cool billet trims, some neat. He uses a laser engraver and kind of comes up with his own perforation patterns and that sort of stuff. We've used some custom speed hut gauges that are all, you know, programmable with the shift light and the low warning lights, and so that's really cool. Under the hood, we've got a 416 LS3 based engine, smooth firewalls, custom interior inner fender well panels, pretty standard stuff. Drive Junkie front drive, PRC radiator, put a fast LSXr 102 intake on it, and pretty basic stuff under the hood really, but should be somewhere around 500 horse. So nothing real crazy, but real drivable. T56 6-speed in the car, which, you know, obviously pretty much standard stuff for these cars these days. But yeah, it's we've had the car out, driven the car. I mean, the ride is, you know, standard extreme chassis ride. You know, JRI shocks just really provide a nice feel on the street. Great handling in the corners, obviously, and you know, if the customer decides that he wants to take this thing out and do some autocrossing, I think it's going to be like any other extreme car out there. It'll take a little bit of setup to get it the way the customer wants it, but it's going to be fantastic. It's a great car to drive. Turned out really well. The team here at Speedtech, both the designers, Jeremy in the build shop, Tracy at Recovery Room, everybody really did a great job on this car. Turned out excellent. Customers picking it up at LS Fest, so we'll probably bring you a video of that reveal and the customers' reactions, and we'll go from there. So glad it turned out the way it did. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like and follow us on Speedtech. Thanks.